Live from Wendy's apartment in New York, it's the Wendy Williams Show at home. Now, here's Wendy.
How you doing? When I woke up this morning, it was the worst day of my life. It couldn't get any worse. You want to know why? Because I had no cable. No cable. And I was going crazy. Now, my cable runs differently than my phone, so I was able to use my phone to call the cable company. I'm like, what the hell is going on? It turns out my whole neighborhood has a series of outages. Well, it's back up now, but there was a problem for a good 4 hours. And I didn't know what I was gonna do. There's not that much to, like, I don't play with my phone the way you all play with your phones. There's not enough of that, phone play, going on YouTube and looking at dumb videos and calling people and stuff. I don't wanna talk to you. My cable's not working. I need my cable, even if it's just for background noise. So I was really quite upset, but I'm glad it's back on. And then here in New York, today, it's supposed to snow. How's it gonna snow in May? How's it gonna snow Mother's Day weekend? Yeah, snow. So I said, well, in the name of Tiny, let me put on my cozy and figure it out. Anyway, happy Mother's Day weekend. I don't know what you're doing. Shout out to my mother. Mom, no, I didn't get to the post office. There's nothing to mail to you. You and Daddy are stuck in the apartment together in Miami. But I know that you are a real show pony, so you would appreciate the picture that we're showing of me and you giving all kind of thigh. People wonder where I get it. Okay, there you go. You know what I really want to watch? I really want to watch Nicolas Cage do that series on Tiger King. This is something that I never thought that I'd be into, except, now that we're all stuck in the house and we're all watching a lot of stuff that we never thought we'd be interested in, this happens to be one of those things I'm interested in. How are you killing animals, putting a hit out on a blonde-haired woman, and all you wanted to do was be famous all of your life, and you didn't get any fame until you got locked away in jail for 22 years? Some people say 22 years is excessive, but TMZ spotted fans flocking to the Oklahoma Zoo. These people came from all over the world, and nobody was masked. Nobody was wearing gloves. People were showing bare leg, and they're pushed up against the fence, looking at these animals. And now this man wants Trump to pardon him, this tiger man, in jail. What will happen if he gets pardoned? PETA's gonna go crazy. All those animal rights people, they're gonna go crazy. In the past, President Trump said he'd take a look. Anyway, I do wanna see this, but here's the thing. I don't wanna see it until quarantine is over, because I feel as though this is gonna be something so upsetting to me, the whole series, that I wanna have a partner over here, like a person who's equally as into it as I am. I don't know who the partner is gonna be, don't ask me. But I wanna have company, just so I don't get frightened. And I wanna see it, when the sun is out. I don't wanna see it at night. There's certain things that you can't watch late at night. Otherwise you get frightened. By the way, Norman and the rest of you all at Wendy, if you think you're gonna catfish me, guess what? I had a little nap yesterday, okay? And when I woke up from the nap, I was at the very end of a catfish. And the person is somebody that I know, and you guys know the person too. And I said, you know what? That'd be a good person to catfish me, because it'd be a light catfish, but you guys are trying to trick me. So in case you're trying to catfish me, I'm on to you. Norman?
I need to know who you're talking about so we can put this prank into motion.
Nope. No, because now if you do it, now you'll be corny, all of you, for trying to catfish me. Yeah, because now I'm looking for it, but not from this person. This person would have been a good one, though. But I had, and the dream was so vivid. So Keyshia Cole, who we love, Mary J. Blige, who we love, Keyshia Cole said that Mary J. Blige won't do a song with her. And Keyshia said this a couple of years ago. And she went on Hollywood Unlocked. Take a look.
And I've been asking Mary for years and years to work, you know, do a record because the fans want to hear it. And
I want to hear it.
I mean, it would have been amazing. But I asked her this last time, and she said, you know, I don't know. And I was just like,
Wait, how long ago was this?
No, like maybe a couple of years ago. But she said, don't you prefer me to be honest with you about it? I said, that's true, because at least you didn't have to say, you know, egg me on, leave me on, tell me you probably, even though probably is better than don't.
Well, thing is, Keyshia, is that Mary's fragile. You know, a couple of years ago, she was fragile. I feel like, you know, when Mary was married to Kendu, there was a lot that Mary was going through with regard to not necessarily knowing her business holdings, which is why when she got the divorce finalized, you know, she had foreclosures and tons of money owed to the IRS and all kind of other stuff, you know. And also, the thing is that if Mary collaborated with Keyshia, it definitely wouldn't be a freebie. Mary would have to pay Keyshia adequate money. And to pay her that adequate money would mean money coming out of Mary's, you know, advance from her record label or whoever's paying Mary to do music. Mary can't afford to do that right now. I'm not trying to count her money, but I'm just saying that Mary is of a particular age right now and station in her career. She needs every single dime for herself, but also for her retirement or for later in life. You know, you don't want to die broke. She's worked all of her life for this career. And then she'd always have to bring Keyshia on the road with her because people will be looking for that collaboration song. So now Mary's gonna have to pay for a plane, Keyshia's hairstylist, you know, all the stuff.
2 kids.
All that. And Mary couldn't deny it because that's Keyshia Cole. I mean, but this is a song I'd like to hear. I think it'd be good. But I also understand the business side of it where Mary said no, but Mary didn't have to be so cold about it. Although at least she didn't keep Keyshia waiting. Oh, bitter Mary. So Mike Tyson's 53, Evander Holyfield is 57, and they might be headed to the ring. Take a look.
I'm back.
I don't know whether they're going to fight each other or fight other people. All I know is that both men need to sit down. Mike Tyson's got 7 kids. Mike, your kids need you. You're 53. You don't need to break anything. Now, I did see you punching, and your punch looked as good as it did back in the day. Evander Holyfield, I like the way you jump rope, and you definitely got that 8-pack going on. It might be a 12-pack. But you got 11 kids with untold babies' mothers. All those kids who's 6 babies' mothers and 11 kids?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And all his kids' names start with an E. Anyway, I don't think that either one of these men need to be fighting right now. They're going to do it for charity, and that's a really nice thought. I heard that Mike was offered, though, $1 million for himself, and then I guess whatever the fight would make, then they would donate that to charity. I don't know what Evander was offered. That's a really nice sentiment, but at what cost? I mean, this was one of the biggest fights in American history, though, that fight with Evander and Mike, when Mike bit off Evander's ear piece. He still has that, you know, that missing piece. Like, his ear will never be the same. There's just a time to stop. From what I understand, there are fighters all around the world right now who've gotten a hold of this information, and they are right now training to get in the ring with Mike Tyson, separate, and then Evander Holyfield, separate. Do you know that these fighters are probably like 22 years old? Bigger, stronger, and faster? Will get in there and clobber these old men? It's just not worth it. I mean, it's just not, you know, at a certain point, if you haven't broken anything, it's not time to start breaking stuff, you know? I like them both. I wish you well, and I hope you don't do this, but if you do, I'd pay-per-view it. I'd watch, as long as my cable's working, if you know what I'm saying. So please welcome Allie Wentworth. Hi, Allie.
Wendy, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well now.
Well, no, they said that you got it again.
I had a relapse, and excuse me if I don't look my beautiful self. I usually have my teenage daughters do my makeup, but they're in Zoom school.
Well, no, the glasses hide a multitude of sins.
Thank you.
No, you look good. You look good. So wait, so your daughters are in Zoom school, which means they're in the other room?
Yes, basically, George does GMA from the dining room. The girls do Zoom from each of their rooms, and I'm doing Wendy Williams from the library.
I miss George, though, not being there every Sunday. I must say, he spends all of his time at GMA, and you know, I don't mind Martha, who, by the way, has gotten quite the makeover.
Well, he takes one Sunday off a month. I mean, give us one day to have sexy time.
No. No.
Yes!
I'm sorry. He signed up for that, and that's how I get my Sundays started. I love Sunday mornings with George.
Well, I'm sure that you love the fact that I got COVID and was deathly ill, and George got COVID and had no symptoms.
I don't understand that. So wait, you were one of the first people early on in the corona to talk about it, and so tell us what you felt, because you said it was the worst pain you've ever felt, and you've given birth
twice. It started with a very heavy chest, like hard to breathe. I was walking my dogs and I thought, did I just turn 94 years old? I can't even walk down the street. And after that, I got body aches. I got a high fever. So it was basically 2 weeks of high fever. Like, I couldn't even lift my arm. And and then at the end was a terrible cough. It looked like it was turning into pneumonia. So I went on a different set of very powerful antibiotics. And then finally, and then it took a long time because I had a relapse last week because I was doing too much laundry. Don't get me started. And so I was pushing myself too hard, and I started getting windy and tired again. So I had to relax. But this is now over a month.
And how does George get it, but with no symptoms other than body, backache, and no smell?
I I don't know. And it's like, it's a good thing we have a good, solid marriage. Otherwise, I would file for divorce over that. Just the fact that he got no symptoms. But, you know, this is a really tricky virus. Nobody understands anything. I tested positive for antibodies. What does that mean? Nothing, you know?
So I saw George on the cover of our local newspapers here in New York. One of your neighbors snapped a picture of him wearing no mask.
Okay.
And everybody was really upset with George. Tell us about that. And how do you get along with that neighbor now? Because you're stuck. You got a full household there.
Let me tell you, this was, first of all, in a time when people are dying, people are sick, they're losing their jobs. That's how this woman decides to use her energy. So she first went after George because he was at our local pharmacy with a mask and gloves, doing the right protocol to pick up these antibiotics because it was turning into pneumonia. He was 6 feet away from everybody. So she calls page 6 and says, George Stephanopoulos' wife is sick, and da, da, da. But then it doesn't, she keeps going, and then grabs a picture, or somebody grabbed a picture of him with his mask down, walking on a vacant road, nobody around, on the phone, but was wearing his mask. So it's like at a time when I'm so sick, I thought, why is everybody going after my husband? Who, by the way, nobody talks about the fact that we're helping all these underserved kids. We're helping all these people. We're, you know, George is giving the news. We're donating. It's like, no. You know, George isn't wearing his mask.
Did you know this woman before all this happened?
No, I still don't know her. But she was like putting her face out and her name out, and I don't know who she is.
So now you had people reaching out to you, asking you advice regarding the virus. What kind of advice could you give to us, regular people, about it?
So I would basically say, if you feel achy, if you feel not yourself, to immediately call your doctor. I made the mistake of telling people to DM me when I was on Kimmel about it. And I got thousands of DMs, and some of them had nothing to do with COVID. I was like, that sounds like a urinary tract infection. Call your doctor. I was like, I'm not a medical professional. So
what's your best advice to people? Stay inside?
Stay inside. Stay inside. Yeah. And if you don't feel like yourself, if you have a bad headache, you feel achy, you know, call your doctor. But that's even more reason to stay inside.
What are you doing for Mother's Day?
Honey, this is my day. Cook, clean, vacuum, laundry, repeat over and over again. If I don't have the best Mother's Day in the history of Mother's Days, the kids are on their own. I'm dropping them off in the woods.
That's a good one. Well, happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to you.
Enjoy your weekend, Allie. Take care.
Stay safe.
You too. And now it's time for Ask Wendy.
Hi, Wendy. How you doing?
How you doing? Nice hair.
I'm good. Thank you so much. I'm Lindsay. So I've been in a long distance relationship for a long time now, a few years. He's in North Carolina. He's a sergeant in the Marines, and I'm a photographer in New York. And, you know, it's not that far, so we make it work. We travel back and forth all the time. But because of the whole virus and his job, we haven't been able to see each other in like a couple months. So I just wanted to know, like, your tips on keeping the spark in the relationship if you can't be together physically.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
And how old is he?
Same age.
And you've been together for 3 years?
We've been together, yeah, for a few years now.
Do you have children?
No.
Do you FaceTime and all that stuff?
We FaceTime when we can. It's a little difficult with his job and stuff. They have him busy, but, you know, we do when we can.
My suggestion is then keep that going. At least you have an established relationship. Be careful, though, that you don't do anything nude or anything that, say, if you're broken up in 3 years, you might not want to be shamed. Say he gets vindictive, you know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
But yeah, that would be my suggestion. Long distance relationships aren't the best.
Yeah.
Have you ever lived in the same zip code?
Yeah. We're both from New York, so. Oh,
okay. Yeah, just, you know, keep phone calls going and nice text and a little FaceTime.
Okay.
That's all I could suggest.
Thank you so much, Wendy.
You're very welcome, Lindsay. Take care. Bye-bye. All right, everybody, stay tuned for another encore presentation of Wendy featuring the one and only Fran Drescher. Have a good weekend and happy Mother's Day.